Seriously, for the last, this last year, thanks for checking us out. All the new fans we've gotten, all the old fans that have been here for a long time. But for the last 3 years, we've been doing this for 3 years, man. So that's a good chunk of time, man. I appreciate all of you guys that have been sticking with us this whole time. It means a lot. And we're gonna try our best to keep it going.
Right on.
Unless I decide to quit next episode.
And bring you some new stuff.
Yeah,
next episode.
bring some stuff, yeah. This is Geek Off The Street, your go-to channel for all things from obscure geekdom to modern-day pop culture and everything else in between. What's up, everybody?
Here we go. Here we go.
We're back again.
Yeah, we are.
We're back for a very special occasion.
The best of occasions.
Yes. Yeah, well, first, though, my name is Trent.
And my name is Mark.
This is
Geek Off The Street.
The greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture, pop culture, and whatever else you want. Deal with it.
That was a spear gun right there.
Nice.
And today is no exception.
Yes, it is not. Because it's a very special day for us personally. Because today, well, actually 2 weeks ago.
Technically.
We made it 3 years. Yeah. Yes, 3 years of us doing this effing podcast.
So cheers.
Yeah. Cheers to that. Cheers to us.
Cheers to us.
Yes.
And cheers to you.
Yes. Thank you for sticking with us this whole time.
Good job. We love you.
But yeah. Oh, well, we are drinking. I guess my let's talk about right there.
Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, we're drinking a classy drink, a French martini.
Oui.
Yeah. This takes 3 ingredients: vodka, pineapple juice, and some Chambord.
Chambord. Love it.
Yeah, you shake it up, pour it into a martini glass, and you're classy.
Shaking that story. Yeah, exactly. And you're classy.
Automatically, yeah.
And you're classy.
So we're trying to celebrate this as a classy affair for our 3-year anniversary. So we thought we'd have a classy drink to match it. But
yeah, we could put hats on, but it gets hot when we put hats on. So.
It's been kind of warm, man. It's been really warm these last few days here in California. Yeah. Especially
like here in our little...
Yeah, in our studios. Yeah. If it's warmer than 66 degrees, apparently, as of today, it's too hot in here.
You're sweating.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be 80 degrees on Monday.
Is it?
Yeah, in the middle of winter.
Oh man,
believe that? That's too hot for winter.
I don't like that.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm gonna be sick tomorrow. Cough.
But yeah. So anyway, we're here to talk about our 3-year anniversary.
Right.
We're just gonna break a few things down. We're gonna talk about essentially what our favorite thing was, what the worst thing was, and what we've maybe changed our minds about.
Right.
And that's basically it.
Yeah. Maybe some sprinkling of other stuff in between.
Yeah.
As the mood hits.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. See where we go, because we're just here to celebrate 3 years of doing this podcast, which is a long time, man. It's a long time for us to do a weekly show for that long, man.
Dude, consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm not trying to say anything about anybody, but I don't know of any group podcast, whoever, there are not that many that are as consistent as we are.
Yeah.
Go scan the podcast everse.
Yeah.
And you'll check it out.
Yeah. Then even no shot at people I know personally.
Yeah, no shot at anybody at all.
Been, saying they wanted to start something, a YouTube channel. A lot of people talk about going to a podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people have told me they want to do it since seeing our podcast. And a lot of people don't understand the work that goes into it. This is it's not easy. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. To do it every week.
You can do it.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine.
Yeah, do it consistently. And then for us to have built this studio last year to do the last year's worth of content in here.
Yeah. But this place is fantastic. We love this place.
Yeah,
we love
it's amazing in here.
Yeah. You can see so much from looking at different cameras, different angles, blah blah blah. But yeah, to come in here and see it all back here, man,
it's pretty awesome.
Fantastic.
We had that
love
recently.
It.
So
sure you noticed.
Yeah. Dude, good job, man.
No, good job on you.
Yeah,
I want to give, before we go any further, I want to give a quick shout out and a quick, whatever to you, my friend.
No, to me?
This guy? Oh, this is so wonderful.
I was like, who are we cheering to?
I'm ready. Doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah.
But Trent does, hang on one second.
Tastes good.
I've got a little bit more Chambord in mine.
Yeah.
I added some after the cut.
Yeah, as you can tell, the tones are a little differently.
Right.
Yeah, but you are a lover of Chambord, so.
I am a lover of Chambord.
Yeah.
You should light the candles, play some music, gets tantric.
only imagine. Imagine what that seems like.
Are you imagine that? You picturing it? You picturing it? Are you picturing it?
Unfortunately. Oh man.
But my point is, Trent is the backbone and the spine of this show. Trent, we're here on the show. We do it together and all that kind of stuff. But Trent is the guy that does the real heavy lifting for the show. The show would not be what the show is without Trent. 100%. And I mean, like I said, we both come on here. We both love it and we do it. When everything's said and done, Trent's the one that's putting everything together. He's the one that's putting out the posts. He's the one that's working everything. Like I said, if this is, it's not even like a 50-50 kind of thing. It's like Trent's doing like a solid like 80% of the stuff. So man, respect to you. I that I know, we know. And and Trent, he does it. You know what I mean? It's a lot sometimes, but he comes in all the time, and we love doing this show. We love the culture. We love what we're doing.
Yeah,
and we love everybody that listens too, man. That's real talk. But I just want everybody to know that shout out to Trent. So
thank you, dude.
Thanks, brother, man.
Man, I was literally gonna come in here and quit today.
Now I'll give it a couple more shows. I'll give it a couple more shows.
We got another year in me. No, I appreciate it, man. No, thank you, dude. It is a lot of work, man. We doing all the editing, the coming up with the stuff to talk about, the getting it out there, responding to everybody. It is a lot of work, man, but it is so rewarding though at the end of the day too, man. And like even if it's like up to the point when we hit record, to the point when we stop recording, that this hour to hour and a half of time that we do is amazing. I always, even when I come in pissed off, as soon as we start recording, I feel great because this part of the show is amazing. It's so fun to do, man.
It's great to sit down and talk about the stuff that you like and that you're into.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So no, thank you, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. No. Like I said, like I said, I know. I know, I know. That's a great bit. I'm not going to do it. I'm done.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely not sitting at home being like, Mark doesn't know what I do. Mark thinks, yeah.
He just sits down.
Yeah.
Looks handsome. And that's what you're saying to yourself. He sits down. He's so handsome.
That. Yeah, I'm saying that exact thing. Yeah.
His sexy chocolatey complexion.
But also, this isn't a one-man show either, I couldn't sit here and just talk to you guys with the same energy that I talked to with me and Mark. So Mark is valuable to the team too. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah, nobody believes you, man. Yeah. I think you're just trying to bite off my you're trying to bite off my all my energy.
No, I think I even told Henry, I was like, there wouldn't be a show without me, but there wouldn't be a good show without Mark. So I think that's the way I see it. I think it's important.
Yeah,
it's definitely
that's cool.
important. Yeah,
respect, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, man, the thing is, like, we do have fun doing this.
Yeah. And if it looks like we're having fun, it's because we are having fun. Yeah, no one's telling us we had to be here. No one's twisting our arms. Because we enjoyed this shit, man. Look at this.
Amen.
The amount of money back here.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the show, huh?
Let's get into this show.
The first thing that I want to bring up.
Just a FYI, I don't know if everybody knows what we're. Well, you kind of explained it. A little bit. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of review. It's gonna be a year in review. Kind of thing. So it's not gonna be like it's gonna be by like the Geek Off The Street calendar year. From March to March of last year, essentially.
Exactly.
So, set your calendars accordingly.
Yeah. Follow our. We set the calendar.
Yeah.
You change your whole life.
Yeah.
Our calendar.
We need to come with our own zodiac.
That's what
we need to come with our own zodiac.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
It is a good idea.
Yeah. Make a whole thing. Put it on a shirt. Damn. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. No one take that.
This is how it works, kids.
Yeah.
This is how it works. We just sit here and we come up with the best ideas in the world. Bouncing stuff back and forth. Next thing we know, we got $1 billion idea.
Right. How's that for a slice of fried gold, right?
Oh, beautiful. And we're ready to high five back.
Yes. Yeah. Most definitely. But
I love that slice of fried. I say that all the time too.
Yeah, I think that's like Nick Frost. I think his IG tag is fried gold, I think. Yeah, so nice. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, so I was gonna get into a couple of things. So really, like I'll probably talk a couple of things that I really, really enjoyed this year. The first one, and this probably is my favorite thing that I've seen this year, was probably Suzume. Makoto Shinkai's,
Same here.
That movie is incredible. Like
it's fantastic. It was one of our earlier episodes from this year, like 106
or 107, something like that, right? Am I getting those numbers wrong?
Yeah.
Is that a year?
No,
Is the math right there?
No, actually, it is. It's pretty close because 102 was the kind of the jump off.
Yeah.
102 was the anniversary show, but
the first episode on our studio, right?
Yeah, go ahead, carry on.
Wait, no, Suzume,
109.
Okay, Suzume was, if you guys don't know, was the Makoto Shinkai anime movie.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
Yeah, it's great. The story, the characters, the way it's arranged, and the ending. It kind of takes your breath away at the end of it.
Yeah. It's weird because that movie is it's done so well. It's comforting. It's almost it's hard to describe looking back on it without having like watched it, recently or whatever. But yeah, it really is kind of a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Like you feel good all the way through it, even with the with the lows and the highs that come in that movie. You're on a great adventure.
Yeah.
All throughout. While you're sitting there in the theater or at home, you feel like you're on this great adventure like the whole time. Like there's never like some movies like we talked about this with Dune, and it's a Dune 2, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But you start to feel how long it is. Like you don't feel anything like that when you're watching this movie. You're like you're just you're engaged with everything that happens with it. So that was one of my favorites I was going to mention too. So
sorry to steal it. Not
really.
No.
Sorry, but not sorry.
But sorry, not sorry. But it was that's the great. It's such a ride. Such a ride. The music, everything just fit together perfectly. He has a formula that he knows how to tell a good story with good characters,
and anybody can watch it.
Yeah,
like exactly, you can literally sit down with. If you're an adult, you can sit down with your kids, or if you are a kid, you can bring your parents to watch this movie, and you all will enjoy it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Regardless if it's an anime, I know there's a stigma for some people.
Yeah, there is.
Where it's like I'll never watch an anime because it's a cartoon.
And it's so disappointing because you're missing out.
Right,
you're really missing out.
Exactly. That movie I saw it twice in theaters. I saw it with my girlfriend first, and I took my parents to go see it after.
Nice.
Man, we just were floored, man. Even I think the second time I saw it, I was even like, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, you've said this before about watching things and getting something from it. Watching it a second time, it's 100% one of those movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast, but I missed the first minute of Suzume the first time I watched it.
Oh, interesting.
So so I didn't tie up as well at the end. Because the first thing you find out it's her.
Yeah, and that's that's one of those movies that you want to watch you want to watch every second of it,
including the credits.
And you're not disappointed watching. You're not like, you know what I mean, let's get to something kind of thing. Everything is building to something. So,
No, I loved the movie so much, man.
Very good. Solid.
And then a second for me was I would probably say Godzilla -0.
Oh yeah.
That movie, I don't know, man. What another wild ride, man. For the budget of that film and for what they achieved with it, and for the vehicle, it's a Godzilla movie.
Right.
Using that as the vehicle of the story to tell this great story about about the people, about the post-war, about that also, man. I think the main character, his complete arc.
Yeah, his arc was, I don't want to say heart-wrenching kind of thing, because you felt for this guy.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's fantastic storytelling.
Yeah.
I don't mean to jump into your stuff, but I was talking about this with I feel like I was talking about with my friend Max last night.
Oh, really?
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Max, what's up, brother?
Max, you the man.
Yep. And Dr. CL chilling. All you guys, what's up? But the fact that it went into like, Japanese culture.
Yeah.
At that point in time in the 40s, World War II era, and Japan is a country that is known for its appreciation, its love and respect for honor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you come across this character that has like, he's befouled all that. He's like everything that their country is supposed to be about. He's blemished it, but he's still here and he's still alive. And it's not just the fact that people are looking at him at a different way. He's looking at himself at a different way. That's the big thing. He is tearing himself up out of, guilt and remorse and all this kind of stuff. And then when he gets to a point where he has a chance to redeem his honor by doing what he was supposed to do in the first place, which kind of wasn't a good thing. And this movie, this is what really gets me, is this movie takes a step back, and it's not so much about the character dealing with his, quote unquote, lack of honor and how he disgraced himself or how he thinks he disgraced himself. The movie tackles that as well, because again, we all have this, this image of what Japan is and what they're supposed to be and what they claim they are. And it was so crazy for me to see a movie that said, hey, it was okay not to do, quote unquote, what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's okay for you to stay alive, to be alive.
Right, yeah.
Like I said, it goes in the face, especially of what, we typically learn here in America about Japanese culture at that point in time.
Yeah.
But for the Japanese people to say, that's kind of how I looked at it. For them to say, it's okay that you didn't, kill yourself, that you are alive.
Yeah.
That's what blew me away the most. It's like that. It's like stepping out of the movie itself and it's looking at what the movie is saying. About their culture, about themselves, about how they looked at things, and this is a movie that was made today. So how the people of today look at people from the 40s and they forgive them if they didn't do whatever. It's so crazy deep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the layers to the movie, and then like the ways it topped what you were expecting, right?
All the time.
There was like, this was what it was about. Oh, not really though. This is what it's about.
Right.
Not really. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
Value of life and that kind of thing, and versus tradition versus that kind of thing. God, yeah. And
it's so nuts.
There's so many great moments, so many great scenes, man.
Yeah.
Like, even when the doctor is talking about, maybe we didn't value life, or that conversation. It's like, dude. Yeah, man. And then like with the mechanic, and then
the mechanic, them bringing that mechanic out, because that mechanic at the beginning of the movie was a great character. Like, you like this guy.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
He's a nice guy. This is a guy that's a cool guy. He sees this pilot that like, I know what's going on. Hey, dude. He was cool with them.
I get it.
You know what I mean? He's like, I get it. And he was like, that's great. This is like a perfect guy. That's what you want. If you got this guilt or whatever going on with you, this guy's like, hey man, it's cool. And then he, I don't want to say he turns on him, but he kind of betrays that guy in a sense. In a sense. And then for him to come back towards the end of the movie, and he forgives him. He forgives him. Fuck, that movie was good.
Right.
Jesus.
Gosh, yeah, man. Yeah. That's another one I saw twice.
If you haven't watched that, sit down and watch that movie and just be quiet and just absorb it. Just take it in. Don't think about anything. Just watch it.
Yeah.
And it's great because it kind of goes into the root of what Godzilla was, initially. When Godzilla came out, it wasn't about a monster coming around and smashing stuff. It was all that abstract stuff that it represented. And they went to the abstract with this movie. This movie was never about Godzilla. It was about this guy and what he was dealing with. It's a fantastic movie. If you have not watched it, I know we said it on the podcast, but drop what you're doing and watch that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is,
whatever you're doing right now, go find it. Go find it.
But yeah, those are probably the top highlights for me, I think, this year.
Right on, right on.
For the most part. Did you have any additional ones?
No, I thought all the shows were terrible.
I guess that's it. Thanks for sharing again, huh?
Good night,
been a great year.
Yeah. We'll see you at the 4-year anniversary.
Yeah, you imagine we just don't do that episode for the next year, and then we just do a 4-year
come back in 4 years.
Yeah,
people are like, "What the?
What do you mean 4 years? You guys were doing around this whole year."
These bastards.
Yeah.
But if they tuned in, I'd be impressed tonight. That's
awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I do. I have a couple. I was gonna say those are two that I was gonna say definitely, especially Shizune.
Yeah, Shizume?
Yeah, Shizume. Yeah, that one too.
That's another one.
That's another one I liked. It was great.
Yeah.
So that was really good. I liked the guests that we had on the show. I love the guest episodes. You know, those are fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I know we had Batical on.
Yeah.
Batical, dude.
Yeah.
You know we love you. I don't even. You don't even. He knows not even to question it.
Yeah.
He knows that, man. We got so much love for this guy.
Yeah.
Because when we started, like day one, kind of thing,
it was like day -5, like when we were trying to get things set up.
Yeah.
He was saying, "I can't wait to see what you guys are doing," and I hadn't even met him yet, man.
I know.
I
did not meet this guy. I did not know his name. Only knew him as Batical Radness.
Yeah.
And RJ introduced me to him. I guess maybe you too.
Me too.
Yeah. Because he's a friend of RJ. RJ, what's up?
RJ.
Hey, RJ he's still alive.
I saw him last night.
He's alive. You did.
Yeah.
Trent and RJ and Dennis. That's another guy. Dennis is awesome. I saw him. You guys don't know this. I saw him at I went to D23.
Oh, that's right.
And I bumped into him there, and he saw me. He was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "What? Huh? What? Huh? What?" So we did that for like 14 minutes. And then we were like, but he's fantastic. So, but getting back to that, I'm so glad. I was telling you earlier that, it was like a class reunion for these guys.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
They went and they hung out, and
great,
so
man.
like I said, RJ is still around. He's still in the picture. We're still working on stuff with them. So
Exactly.
It's all good. Yeah. So I don't know what my point was. I was making
interviews.
Yes, interviews. Yes. Batical Radness. That's how we met him. Yes, through RJ. So, and we wanted to get him on the show for a long time. Check out his content. It's fantastic. This guy is so creative. Creative.
Yeah.
We had
Greg.
Yeah. Greg Sorber.
Man.
Oh, man.
And that was another long time coming one. Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. Long time coming, because once we found out about Greg, Greg is like, he's almost like our senpai in a sense, right? Because he's doing it. Yeah. He's out there, he's putting out the books, and then, also, Wilbur. There's so many people.
Yeah.
But, getting into the show or whatever, or, from last year, we had Greg on, and it was one of those things that was a long time coming. Like whenever he had any sort of new products, works, or whatever coming out, we tried our best to represent him. And everybody kind of knows Greg through me. Greg is family to me. His family is family to me. And then like everybody on the show, RJ, everybody like embraced him. Like right out of the gate, like immediately, because we're all the same. You know what I mean? We're all just a bunch of guys that love what we're doing, love this culture, and we're trying to make the best of it. We're trying to improve it as best as we can. We're trying to add something to it. Maybe it's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
And Greg's put out a series of books, the Mech Haven books. And man, I am so incredibly proud of him for putting out that series of books and for getting it done. I mean, we all are. So.
And the thing about Greg, man, like Greg was like the first one to kind of be like that we could relate to, that was going for it. Like we're following our dreams, man. That's the whole thing. We're going after our goals, trying to make our dreams come true. That's a big part of why we're doing this. This has to do with that. and Greg was doing it. We were a couple weeks in when he had published his first book. You know what I mean? And we were like, man. And I remember that was something you brought it up, and you're like, I got to talk about my friend Greg.
Yeah.
Series of sci-fi books, and then and then he sent us those books, man. Like he gave us all copies of his first book. And then there's that, and I still have the I think he wrote it. He put my name on a card, like the index card, and now he put it in there, and that's my bookmark still for his books. That nice, one, nice. And then I remember on the inside of the cover he wrote, "We did it." Because when he wrote that book,
we were taking credit for all the good stuff he's done.
Yeah, we were taking exactly. We were like, hey, great, we did it. You posted the book, and we made it.
We're all winners.
We all made it. Yeah, that was an old time, and that's great with Greg. Yeah, and then obviously leading into Wilbur, man, he's writing his series of books as well, and me and Will. We had, there were times in our lives where we had kind of falling out.
Sure.
We weren't talking for a long time. We come back together, and I think this show, and then Greg also being a writer, and then Wilbur putting his 2 novels out as well.
Yeah,
it all kind of helped us reconnect. We can talk about it. And so and now me and Will are like we're closer than we've ever been.
No, that's
he's like over this. So and to see him also going after his dreams, man. I think we've talked every day for like the last. Since the book thing started, like every day or every other day, man. He's like, we've either texted each other or he's called me while I'm at work.
Good.
It's been great, man. I'm out. Really, I just complained about my job with him, and he's like,
and he's
I hate my job too.
He's great from what I've gleaned. Wilbur is great at absorbing it and and then firing you up.
Exactly.
Get rid of all the toxic you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
Okay, now go get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's that. I don't know, man. I think I'm really proud of this circle that we have.
The community.
Yeah, we have a great community. Even our listeners are great, man. Everyone out there that listens to our show. Kenji sending us glasses for our drinks. Jeremiah sending us those rings. People that have been listening to our show, talking about our show. Even Vicky, Dennis's wife, she still listens to our show, man. I saw her yesterday, and she was talking about. She had some feedback. She was like, Mark was way too nice for Madam Web. He was being way too nice for that show. He's like, because that movie was horrible.
I was trying to be very nice for Madam Web. I was trying not to do like. It was easy. It's an easy movie to
tear apart,
to dump on.
So Vicky was saying that. So
thanks, Vicky.
This is more than Dennis.
But
Dennis did say though, he's like, how many shirts do you have? Because it seems like you have a different shirt for every show. I was like, dude, I have the same 10 shirts. That I have the same 10 shirts. So that tells me you don't watch our show, Dennis. Get on it, man. This is my best friend. You're not watching our show.
Vicky's the one. Because we've had this conversation before.
Times. She has been listening religiously every week. Dennis, and she'll update Dennis on what's going on in my life based on what we're talking about on the show. So
that's cool.
Great support. Yeah.
On that note, I want to say that my friend at work, Jack, what's up?
Jack.
I've talked to Jack a few times about some stuff, some ideas I want to take from him. He's got
some ideas.
Some really good ones. But his wife Laura listens to us all the time. Yeah. He was making the joke a couple days ago that he's like he's in his house and all of a sudden he hears my voice in the house, and I'm like, oh shit, Jack's gonna come kill me. He's like, okay, Laura's listening to the podcast. But if I come up missing.
He hears your voice in the bathroom, in the shower.
Right. He's like, I wasn't sure, so I had to take him out. I wasn't sure. It could have been the podcast.
Yeah.
Or I hear my wife
going on there. Yeah.
But that's just thanks to the fans, Laura. Laura, she's been great. She's called me out on stuff before.
Yeah.
Terrible, but So then we had our Scavenger Rain episode was cool.
Oh my old friend Dave, man. Dave was one of my close friends. Dr. David, man. It was that was a great episode.
And he was a great guy.
Yeah, Dave.
You want to talk about first impressions? My first impression was him. I opened the door and this guy's like essentially almost like his crotch is like what? Huh? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
I go downstairs, I open the door. to let them in. I look, and it's like glass or whatever. Anyway, so I go and I look, and I see this guy like doing like some sort of Spider-Man thing
hanging on your window.
I'm like,
the frame.
What?
Yeah.
he's like,
I'm David. Essentially, nice to meet you. Yeah.
But no, he's awesome. That was very funny.
Yeah, no, I love David, man. It's been nice.
He's so chill.
Yeah,
he's so chill.
haven't seen him in 10 years, man. And we is other than going to see him as a chiropractor within the last couple of years. But before that, it'd been 10 years maybe since I've seen him.
Wow.
And it was nice to connect with him, and then to see. Obviously it's been a long time. Everyone changes.
Yeah.
But it's really good to see his humor come out because he's always been a funny dude, a goofy dude.
Yeah.
And to kind of see that come back out.
He's there's the guy.
There's the guy.
There's the guy.
So that was great. That was awesome episode too.
Yeah. He's got a great family. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. He's got a great family. He's always I see pictures of him and wife and kids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very wholesome.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah, runs his own chiropractor business.
Yeah.
Check out Skin Chiropractic, Riverside, California. He's down in Brockton, man. That guy's the best chiropractor. The only, of the two that I've seen in my life, he's the best chiropractor.
Yes, we have confirmed he's the best one in California. That's not an option. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Yes.
Let me see. So, do I want to get into other things that I've liked? You got anything you want to throw in? Because I was talked in.
No, I didn't have any more that not that I loved. There were some other ones that were good, but those were the two that really I remember the most.
All right. Well, let me say this. What are we looking at time? I was really impressed with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So as far as like animes are concerned, like I said, I've been watching anime like since I was probably like 5 years old, in all honesty. So like 20 years. They bought it. Shh. So yeah, I've been watching anime for a long time, and for me. And we had like he's my son, so we had him on the show. That was a big recommendation from him, and he knows a lot about it. And I knew when he was small, like we would watch Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah,
go watch our Akira Toriyama episode.
Yeah.
Sensei Toriyama. So to see him now, like he knows more about anime than I did. You know what I mean? When I was at my peak knowledge of anime, like he knows more than that, you know? So having him on the show was fantastic. But again, talking about the Jujutsu Kaisen episode was one of those things that, because I've seen so much anime, me personally, like I kind of have like these lulls when it comes to anime. There was a point in time, like probably like in the 90s, I was just born, that shut up, man. That
and I'm the punk kid. I'm the punk kid, but I'm somehow older than you.
Somehow older than you.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't know. So stop talking. So where I wasn't feeling it anymore. Or just because you start doing other things and you're like you don't feel the desire to go back to it. And you find something that for whatever reason, for me at that point in time, it was Ninja Scroll. Sucked me right back into it again. And for me right now, I'm always following One Piece. I'm still in it, but Jujutsu Kaisen was something that really kind of motivated me. It is like definitely it's a shonen kind of thing where it's just like action and girls and all that kind of stuff. But the story in it is really great and it's really dark.
Yeah,
it's not like the darkest thing you're ever gonna see, but for like this kind of like an action, manga kind of thing, it's fantastic. So that really got me motivated about anime again. Because there are some things that we cover that are just like it's cool, right. It's whatever. And we definitely there were some that we covered that were really great. Hell's Paradise was cool.
Oh yeah.
Again, I mean, like the best thing, but it was cool. Freerin was actually surprisingly
that was a surprise hit for us.
Surprisingly good. Mushoku Tensei was good, very good as well, very good.
To it,
and some parts of it were very
awkward. As shit.
A little awkward,
a
little pervy. I'm just gonna put it out there. But Yeah, those were. I was pleased with some of the anime that we saw. So now I'm actually like starting to dig more into anime. I'm not like, geez,
it's a chore. We have to watch this.
Exactly. Now I'm like, now I'm actually curious about. Okay, cool.
Yeah, what does modern anime have to offer? You know,
right.
Yeah. What's sucking in all these youngsters that are now big giant anime fans?
Yeah.
Where were you all when we were getting put in lockers? I mean, you weren't alive yet, but you know, still,
put in lockers. Yeah. I'm just gonna do some quick ones. One Piece. I was surprisingly good with the live action of One Piece.
Oh yeah. That's for sure an honorable mention because I had so much fun with that, man.
Yeah, and that's what One Piece I think is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. I don't think it's supposed to be anything really deep, or it's not supposed to be anything that's gonna get you thinking about the meaning of life. Or whatever. It's just supposed to be a fun adventure. And they really did a good job with that. With that series.
And Nami's great. Kenji, shout out to my cousin Kenji, the Goss classes. He's obsessed with Emily Rudd. Yeah, he's obsessed with her.
Okay,
he loves her. Yeah, so he's coming down in May. I'm trying to get him on the show, but it might be a little. He's only here for 4 or 5 days, but
then one of those days will be
the show. Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the show.
It's not even one day. It's like a couple. It's like an hour or so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah, so I'm trying to get him on the show, and Kenji's a funny dude, man. So it'd be great to have him on the show.
Dude, he comes down and we don't get him on the show.
Ridiculous, right? Yeah,
I'm gonna start burning shit.
A
lot of property damage is gonna happen if you don't get on the show, dude.
But
a lot of property damage.
But he's gonna be here in May for his sister's graduation, right, from USC. So he's coming for that. But he's, he wants to have fun with the family, hang out with us. It's really an excuse for a reunion. Yeah. And then he's like, I'm doing that. That's the most important thing. And then finding out if I can meet Emily Rudd. that's the other important thing. I was like, all right, I guess I can help you do that, maybe. Okay. If there's any legal way to do that.
Yeah, right?
Right, yeah.
That's, I don't know, buddy.
Because I think he shot me a message. Was like, dude, Emily Rudd's going to be at this convention. And I was like, shit, I missed it or something. I forgot what convention it was.
Yeah. It's like, how did you miss it?
Yeah, I would have been there. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was a good one. I was pleasantly surprised how much fun I had with that.
Yeah, and I guess last Dune, we talked about Dune a little while ago. Great.
Yeah.
The movie, not disappointing. I'm not gonna, I may sound like a little lackluster right now, but
I mean, we just talked about it 2 weeks ago.
We just talked about it, and I mean, everybody that you know is probably talking about it. Everybody online is probably talking about it. So
Tomas, our old buddy from Amazon, did not like Dune Part 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he watch Part 1?
Yeah.
And he didn't like 2.
He didn't like 2. Yeah, he was not a fan of it.
Wow. Why?
Yeah.
Did he say why not?
I'm gonna read his messages.
We should get him on the show.
I would love to have Tomas, man.
Yeah, he is a fantastic artist.
Yeah,
Ramen Boys.
Fantastic Ramen Boys.
Ramen Boys.
I love Tomas because he's a pretty he's like a critical person like I am, And then he basically wrote like he posted a story was just like I guess Dune was all right. So I responded. I was like, dude, you hate everything. And he's like, yeah, I said I have a refined palate. And I was like, I thought I was the hater.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. So, he just says, I'm giga opinionated. And I was like, yeah, so am I. And then he's just like, I also know the perfect way to film, direct, act, and everything else way better than any director that's ever lived. So there's that. I love Tomas.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Everything I said.
Yeah. I missed that guy, man. Yeah, but so he was not a fan.
All right. Yeah.
But I like Dune too. Yeah. It was great.
So did I. Yeah. All right. So let's reunite the Ramen Boys.
Yeah, we should. It's been a long time, man. It would be great to see Tomas and Seabass again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Ramen Boys.
That's the thing. Yeah. We'll televise it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we should jump into maybe some. I don't know. The next thing.
Yes.
Sorry, it's only been 38 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Yeah. Okay. Let's run through these.
Yeah.
Can I give 2 more positives?
Go ahead. Mark, you're the positive guy on the show, man. So why wouldn't you have more positives than me?
All right. So shout out to Henry.
Yes. Geek Speak Show. Volume 2, yeah.
Yes, Volume 2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Back.
Yes, and because of him, we were able to get into San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con.
We wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah, there's no way we'd be able to get press passes for San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, exactly.
Without him.
Without Henry.
This guy's got like deep connections.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was like, just like, you guys want to go?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
All right, I'll get you to go. I can get you in.
Yeah, just if you say yes now, I'll get you in. Yeah, I'll get you in.
I was like, what? Yeah, Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
He's got that kind of pull with Comic-Con.
At the biggest convention of our world.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even pop culture world, man.
Yeah.
Really now.
Exactly. And San Diego Comic-Con is the one. And he was like,
I get you.
Yeah, if you guys want to go and get you in. Yeah, it's like whatever.
Right, yeah, not a big deal. And and Comic-Con has been like, I've been a Southern California native most of my life.
Yeah,
with exception of 3 years. You know?
Yeah, same.
So I've been here most of my life, and I'd never gone to Comic-Con, man.
Yeah,
like that, and that's Mecca, man.
Right.
That's like that's a thing you check off before you die. That's a bucket list thing.
Right.
For us geeks, you know what I mean? And he just snapped his finger, got us in. Man.
Yeah, got us in.
Made that dream come true immediately for us. You know what I mean? And
that was a great time. We were able to talk to some cool people.
Yeah.
We were able to talk to Ben Dunn.
Ben Dunn.
That's the next thing I was gonna say. Ben Dunn and Todd Dawson. Terry Dawson.
Oh, Terry Dawson. One of my favorite artists.
Yeah, you're one of your favorite artists. Yeah. That guy is a fantastic artist. Both of them are great artists.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Ben Dunn. And Ben Dunn, if you've seen Warrior Nun on Netflix,
that was
from him. That was from him. And man, when I was a kid in high school, Ben Dunn's, he was the head of the curve as far as like the Japanese influence on American culture. Like before anybody knew who Nakoto no Ken, Fist of the North Star.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hokuto no Ken, Power Rangers, all that stuff. He was bringing it into his comic and turning it into something like fun, exciting, and funny. And, for comic purposes. He was doing that long before, the big anime boom came to America. He was so ahead of the curve. He does not get enough credit for that. That was major for me and my friends when I was a kid. So to be able to see him, meet him, talk to him, and just cool as heck.
Yeah.
Cool as heck. He was like, take anything you want. I was like, don't say that.
Buy stuff. Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
And to just like graciously accept. We literally walked up like, can we interview you? And he's like, yeah, come back at whatever time and I'll be ready. Yeah. And he literally just took us back behind we just went right behind the booth and he just talked to us, man.
Right.
Now such a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
And I will forever remember his answer to the geek snack he wants. Scooby Snacks.
That was a great answer.
And like I was
everybody wants to know what that tastes like. Because it drives you nuts.
Right? And I was running the camera for that. And if you go back and watch that clip that we made, it starts shaking because I'm laughing. I'm like, that's funny.
And then the camera disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That whole Arctic Press that whole
staff.
Those guys were fantastic.
They seemed like so fun.
Those guys were, I can't imagine that being a bad place to work or be.
Yeah, right?
I mean, anything's possible, but they were so cool. Yeah. Like after we did the interview, we were sitting there talking with those guys for like another 20, 30 minutes.
Just having a good time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of reignited my, like, it's just like, it makes you, like, really solidifies your love for geek culture.
Yeah.
And the people in it, man. Like that
right,
was,
where like the stars and the heroes are like, let's chat, let's talk, let's hang out, freaking have a coffee kind of thing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you can't, you would imagine you can't go to like some big star or whatever and be like, hey, I'm a big fan. It's like, great, thanks.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But when you meet your heroes here at Comic-Con, they're like, let's freaking have a conversation, man.
Exactly.
It's amazing. It's great. And then you got a chance to talk to Terry Dodson too, which was cool.
Favorite artist, man.
And he is a legit good artist.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about any other artist, but go punch in his name into Google or whatever and just go to images and look at his stuff.
Yeah.
It's stupid good.
Yeah,
it's stupid good. And all of it's good.
And he's one of those guys too, like where like, and no offense to people who just do cover art or like do really detailed covers for issues.
Yeah, which is great.
The covers of his issues look like his interiors. Like they're just as good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy how he has that ability,
Yeah.
And And you've seen his art too. If you Google it, you'll see his art. I've seen this. And it's a very recognizable style.
You've definitely seen it.
Yeah.
You've definitely seen it.
Whether
you may not even know you've seen it. Mm-hmm. That's how good he is. That's how much in demand.
Yeah, that guy is, man. So, he is. He's one of my heroes, man. When it comes to art. And he's one of the ones that made me realize how important the art is to comic books. After I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is important. Yeah. So that was great. Yeah. Yeah. No, Comic-Con, that kind of actually even made me like feel good about going to cons and working cons, man. Because I was like, this was fun.
Yeah. It was a good time. We were working the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of my other friends were like, I was telling them like, this is work, and like, you're having fun. I'm like, I'm having fun, but this is work. Yeah. This isn't like you're just walking around like, hey, you're just like skipping.
Yeah, we
didn't
get to walk around and we didn't shop at all. We didn't.
Yeah. I mean, we saw some stuff. But there was
no time to deal. We just shot footage the whole time.
And believe me, if you know anything about me,
or me, or me with him at a convention, it's over.
Treat yourself is the motto.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we did get.
Oh yeah, the Grimm Fairy Tales figures.
Yeah,
I gotta bring my Robin Hood one, man.
We did get her
on my shelf still. Yeah, you got her.
Look at that hair.
Great. No, we did get those, and then I got a Jolly Bee pop for my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
We both love Jolly Bee. So, but yeah, let's do the next one, huh?
Yeah, let's move on. So you've taken way too long.
Yeah, we're having too much fun here. We're just having a lot of fun just chatting about our lives.
All right, so you're gonna get into what you're like okay with, or what you hate, or what do you?
So I think what
you can do.
I'm shifting a a little bit.
Sure.
The thing that I dislike the most, and then I'm gonna do the thing that I was most disappointed by.
Ooh, nice.
I haven't changed my mind about anything.
Same. I was gonna say same.
I try to go back. And I was like, everything I have.
Okay, so that was gonna be a segment, right?
Yeah, we changed our mind on because we were really trying to go that route.
Yeah, I changed my mind about nothing. Okay, so let me put it out there. The alien versus aliens.
Oh,
episode. Nothing?
Wait, no, I was.
Did you change your mind on anything?
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
No.
Neither have I.
No way.
Neither have I.
Were you expecting me to?
No, I think that was the one that we had the biggest point of contention on.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. No, I figured you wouldn't, and you probably figured I wouldn't. So we took care of that. So go watch the episode.
Yeah.
Trent's wrong. Yes, but
man, actually, there are a few, man. But I think what I liked the least, man, it's probably,
it sucks, right? That you got so many choices.
Yeah, it's probably realistically, it's probably Secret Invasion. That man was all around one of the worst shows in general that I've ever seen. Like Madam Web was bad.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be bad, so I didn't leave that movie pissed off because I knew it was going to be a piece of shit. Secret Invasion had all the potential in the world to be a good, intriguing show.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah, but it fucking man, that may be the worst Marvel thing, just quality wise overall. Like, that was horrible.
Yeah.
And I hated that show so much. Like I couldn't be okay with it. Like I couldn't. I just, man, it was like a waste of space.
Right.
Like, why did you?
Like why? That whole thing is why.
Why did you pollute this world with that? Now that's something that exists in this world.
Right.
It's never gonna go away.
And you know the worst thing about it, because I was gonna say that too.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But the thing about that too is the most missed potential was with that as well too.
Yeah.
That could have been, instead of being the worst thing that you put out on Disney Plus, that could have been what brought everybody into Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before. I don't know if we said it on the show, but if they had, and again, I'm not necessarily like a huge fan of this concept anymore, but it worked for them with all the Marvel movies. It was all a big build up into, that final Avengers 2 movies.
Right.
I'm not a huge fan of that anymore, but if Marvel wanted to do it, they could have done it with this show.
Yeah.
They could have done with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They could have put a little hint of a secret invasion, like something weird going on with Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
They could have put a little drop of it in there.
Yeah.
With Miss Marvel, they could have put a few more drops of it in there. They could have been building this up. All the stuff that all the Marvel movies that everybody loves.
Yeah.
That everybody, just starts, touching themselves about when they get the chance from 2008 to whenever it ended in 2019 or whatever it was. Imagine you could have had that again. You're never going to get that feeling again.
Yeah.
But you could have had it with Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
You could have done it. You could have done it with all those series, Hawkeye, whatever. You could have done it with all those series, and it could have crescendoed into the Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have that in the movies. These are the underground guys that are, cleaning up the mess, doing the shit, doing whatever you want it to be.
Right.
That could have been what those Marvel movies were for the movie theater. That's what it could have been for Disney
could have built
Plus.
that same thing here, yeah.
And Disney Plus is like hemorrhaging money as far as, all the stuff that I've, done the research on. That could have been the thing that just you would have had that same Marvel feeling for a TV series.
Yeah.
Just the intrigue built up. Where's it going? What's going to happen? There's something coming. Blah, blah, blah. What's going on? You don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
That whole series could have been weeding out, who to trust, weeding out themselves.
Right. Yeah.
It could have been.
Jeez.
It could have been better than the freaking movies.
Yeah.
It could have been better, but that they screwed the pooch on that. That was the biggest wasted opportunity ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's no argument. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And they could have, man. Yeah. Exactly. There are a lot of things that they could have done, man. And they could have even tied things back into the first 3 phases.
100%.
They could have.
Can you imagine how deep that would have been if they brought it all the way back into those first 3 phases?
Yeah, and then it's so now it's you're re-excited about something back there because this is what was actually
right.
going
And then
on.
when you go and watch it again, you're like, oh shit!
I can't. This is a different watching experience.
Yeah, exactly. They could have done it, especially with
Marvel,
Rhodey.
Yeah, oh yeah, right. What a wasted opportunity. Wasted, man.
Dude,
Marvel, let us be your next round of architects. Yeah.
Shoot yourself in the face and then let us do it because you screwed that up.
That could have been the impetus to the next thing.
Can you imagine everybody in the world would have been like, I need to get a Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
And I need to see what the hell's going on right now.
Everything I thought was a lie.
Right, yeah.
Right? It could have been that much of a shit.
It could have been big.
Gosh,
and then it would have turned into, and I think Battlestar Galactica did this. Obviously, they did it really great with you don't know who to trust. They could have had that, and again, the Battlestar Galactica series that came out, a lot of people loved the bat shit out of that series. It's amazing. They could have recaptured that energy and brought it right into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Thor looking at Spider-Man? You know what I mean? All these guys looking at each other you're not right.
Yeah, who is?
I'm right. No, you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And it went incredibly deep because a lot of these guys didn't even know they were Skrulls.
Exactly.
So
that's another layer. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Jeez,
big
man.
time.
Yeah.
Like we said, the biggest opportunity in the world to basically save the Disney franchise because they're kind of struggling right now. That would have saved it. Everybody would have been you would have had to have tuned in to be what the hell is happening?
Yeah, exactly.
Squandered. And you don't know, and squandered is gone.
Yeah,
you
waste opportunity, and that's the most forgettable thing you guys have ever done.
Yeah, and instead it turned out to be the worst thing. It's very bad.
Yeah,
it's very bad.
Right. Yeah, and I talk about how much I hate Thor Ragnarok, but man,
at
least there are a few times in that where I'll chuckle. Or oh yeah, that was a cool action sequence. Whatever, that's cool. But there is not one thing to take out of Secret Invasion that's that. Well, I guess that part was cool. No.
Yeah, it's all pretty annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is annoying.
You got one that you just did not like the year? Was that one?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah. No, you thought about it more than I did, apparently. Yeah. I was just gonna be like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm going to bed like.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed pissed about it.
Yeah.
What was? I know someone just said that I was too soft on Madam Web. Yeah, you know what? And the thing is, like, I didn't hate Madam Web as much as everybody else did. In all honesty, I didn't hate it that much. I kind of looked at it as more of a prequel. I wasn't really looking for or looking to see the girls in their spider costumes and doing all this stuff, which would have been cool. But I wasn't looking for that.
I don't mind to see more.
Yeah, no. Like I said, that would have been awesome. But again, I think that with that movie, that again is another one of those wasted opportunity things. Right now, and I think we talked about it before, maybe not on the show, but for everybody listening, there are these creatures in the Spider-Verse called hunters.
Right, yeah.
And they are terrible.
Yeah.
Like terrible. I think one of the hunters came in and fought the Avengers at one point, like defeated them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was really that was a little like hang on a second. That's a lot. But even like moving on from that, the hunters are creatures in the comic book that prey on people with spider powers, essentially. So that is a very scary, very intimidating. It's like a big bad thing that's out there. What Sony should have done, and maybe they don't have the rights to it. I mean, they have all the rights to Spider-Man and all the Spider-Man, rogue villains, so it should be there. But again, wasted opportunity is what they should have done. Is if you're trying to recapture that Marvel energy, is build up that the spiders are coming, or the hunters are coming.
Oh yeah.
And make that the menace, because the hunters, they completely dominate the spiders.
Yeah.
Like there's only one spider person that was a match for them, and that was the Peter Parker Spider-Man that had the I want to say Captain Universe. I don't know what it's called right now. The power. Wow, I actually knew it. And actually, at one point in time, Peter Parker had this power. It was the I can't think of the name right now. There's a lot of comic book fans that are like, oh, it was called this. I want to say it's not the power cosmic, but the Captain Universe power. In the comic books, the Captain Universe power like basically goes around the world wherever it's needed. Right. And it'll pop up in normal people. And they're able to do something to help out or whatever. Then the power's gone and it moves on someplace else. At one point in time, Peter Parker had this power.
Ah, okay.
And he did this cool thing where he spun his spider webs, and the spider webs, like, he made them look like the molecular pattern of what his spider fluid is.
Oh,
so it was really crazy. It was nuts. So I would say he was probably the strongest person in the world, because that power will make you, obviously it'll make you powerful. Yeah. But then you put that power in a powerful person, and you know what I mean? So I don't even know how powerful he might have been at that point in time. Maybe the strongest superhero out there. But there was in the Infinite Universes, there was a Peter Parker or a Spider-Man that had that power. And he was the only one that was a match for the hunters. Everybody else was preyed upon. And it was kind of like this wildlife thing, right? Like spiders dominate whatever insects like they hunt or that they capture, or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like it's just kind of a basic thing. So for these hunters to come and prey upon them, it was scary. And you see all these different people with spider powers from different realities, different universes, different times, just hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands. And the hunters are just absorbing them and eating. They're like vampires. Yeah. They're like vampires for spider powers, and they're destroying them all. So that could have been the big bad guy at the end. That is a dangerous enemy that threatens everybody with spider powers, because Sony has thrown out a lot of people with spider powers. In that movie, they threw out 4, Madam Web and her 3, you know, Scooby mystery snack people or whatever. So the fact that this creature would have been coming for all of them, you know, could have been dangerous. I think they should have done that in that movie. Honestly, if you're setting it up, you know, make it so where she can't fight Ezekiel or whatever his name is, and maybe she opens up a portal, hunter or whatever hunter comes through. It's whatever, but again, missed opportunity is the point I'm trying to make. The hunters, that seems like the most obvious villain as far as like spider. As far as Sony is concerned,
what they're trying to set up,
for what they're but I don't know what they're trying to do. Sony's
nobody does. They don't even know what they're trying to do.
I think they've looked at it like, holy shit, we don't know what we're doing. They've looked at it. So
that's definitely I'm gonna get into just real quick. The last thing I'm gonna say is things that I've been most disappointed by. There's 3 things. There are 3 that I was mostly disappointed by. One of them was Ahsoka. Ahsoka was pretty bland to me. There were some great things set up in it, but I was very excited for that live action show because Dave Filoni was running it. It was the first full series about Ahsoka, a very beloved character.
And by a guy that everybody thinks is like the phenom as far as
And that show was a little bit bland for me. I was a little bit disappointed by a lot of that show. And it kind of made me start looking sideways at Dave Filoni and how like clearly praised
maybe he's not the Messiah.
I was like, maybe maybe I was looking like, because I'm not a huge fan of Rebels. Rebels was my favorite show. I was okay with Rebels. And then with Ahsoka, I was like, maybe you're not perfect. Maybe you had some good ones, and you know you have some areas you can improve on. And so Ahsoka was that for me. Another one, obviously, Rebel Moon. That was a big bummer. To see Zack Snyder's new thing. Although he spoke in the new
Joe Rogan
podcast that his radar version is a different movie. It's an hour long.
So now we gotta we'll see.
And then and his track record has shown that what the studios made him do drastically changed the final product that he wanted to do. That's happened. It seems like most of his career at this point, you know. So, and more often than not, his versions are better. You know, than what. And then he was very clear about Netflix saying you have to do a 2-hour PG-13.
Yeah, they want a PG-13 version, right?
And he was like, this it was hard to do it, but we did what we could. But you'll see the radar version, which is an hour longer. Much, you know.
It's supposed to come out pretty soon, right? Like in April.
That's what. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's not that far away.
Pretty soon. Yeah. So I'm not quite as disappointed because maybe there's a redemptive part of it with this
there's a lot riding on that movie when it comes out.
You know if that movie,
that movie's no good, then it's like, well, damn, dude, I don't know what to do anymore.
I can't defend you anymore.
It's hard to. I mean, he's done some great stuff.
He has a lot of skills in a lot of areas. I think. And then I think one of the bigger ones for me that I was truly like balls to the walls excited for was the Scott Pilgrim series. I was
really?
Very, very excited to go back to that world. And try to feel the way I felt about the movie when it came out. And I didn't feel anything for that show. Like,
okay.
Most of that show, it wasn't like even though they had to switch to the story, that's fine. Like I wasn't really angry about that, but I was just mad that it wasn't funny. Like it wasn't, the story didn't flow quite as good. And just it didn't feel like at all the movie and the comic book the way that I was hoping I would feel about it. And so for me it was a big letdown because maybe my expectations were very high and I was really, really looking forward to it. But I was really bummed out by the feel of that show. It was kind of clunky to me.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue with that on that, but I will argue. No, I'm kidding.
That Geek Off The Street if you didn't.
Yeah, so. Wouldn't be. Right. That was one of the movies I was thinking about, or a series I was thinking about as well, right? And I was thinking about that earlier. I was thinking about it earlier today. That it really wasn't so much about Scott Pilgrim. Like when you watch it, it's more about Ramona. 100%, it's about Ramona. So I kind of get that, right? But for me, for one thing, I was glad to be able to go back to that world for one thing, Because we're both huge fans of the Scott Pilgrim franchise, the game, the movie, the comic book, all of it. So for me, I was glad to have something to go back to the world. I was glad to see that the people that worked on it before, like they all came back to work on it again.
Right.
And that's not so much anything about the show itself, but to have those people kind of co-sign it that was a good feeling.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the movie was by a long shot, but I mean, for me, that movie is probably, if it's not in my top 10, it's in my top 5. Like, I love the batshit out of that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't expecting it to be that, right? But I do, again, I like the fact that we're able to go back to that world. We're able to see things from a different angle kind of thing. I do like seeing that, you know, like we talked about Walking Dead. Walking Dead was good with doing that. Characters that die in the comic book live in the series, and you kind of get a chance to see what might have happened with that character. So we kind of see something like that. I think one of the big things about Scott Pilgrim, the movie, for me, was like the music in it. Like that music was very revolutionary for me. Okay, because I had a very open mind when it came to music, but that kind of took those open slots and kind of put some stuff in there that I wouldn't have listened to otherwise. So for me, it was like, it really blew my mind on that level for that reason. Not even alone, but that was another reason why it blew my mind. Like the movie is great, the characters are great, and the music is like legitimately great.
Yeah.
And then in the series, I thought the music was good too. Again, introduced me to songs I wouldn't have heard before. They brought in a song that I knew very well, some like a J-pop song that I don't know who out there knows that song, and it got a spotlight. So I have love for the show for that reason, but I see what you're saying. Like there wasn't anything in it that was really in the show itself that was like, oh, that's amazing or whatever. I was really thinking that they were just gonna bring the manga, or it's not really a manga. I apologize. The I was hoping they were gonna bring the graphic novel to life. I would have been good with that. I would have liked to have seen that. Actually, that's always my thing. I would like to see like a legit adaptation of the source material. I've said that with Harry Potter. I would love to see do it animated, but do it the way the book did it. Don't put a Hollywood spin on it. So I see where you're coming from, but I still do have a certain amount of love for that series.
Okay.
For again, for the music and all that kind of stuff. Have I watched it a second time? I have not. So I mean, take that into account. But
definitely,
there's again, it's not just the the show itself. There's all the the ancillary things that came with it. That I like. So
that's fair.
Yeah. But that's about it.
That's it for that's it for me.
So things that I didn't like. There was a great run that we had. Episodes like 118, 119, and 120 were The Flash, Secret Invasion, and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We had a run. Shit show.
I lost a lot of hope and a lot of things during that period of coverage that we had.
Never been so depressed. Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing? So those might have been the worst things for me. There were some things that were pretty like just whatever, kind of lackluster for me. I mean, the Ninja Turtles movie was cool, but it wasn't like
it wasn't
the great like, oh crap, Last Voyage of the Demeter. I got into like an in-depth conversation with somebody that listened to the show and had a different opinion because we didn't give it a great opinion. And I still kind of stand by that. But I will say that the guy that I was talking to about it, we were going back and forth. He brought up a good, interesting point that this was supposed to be part of a franchise of like the monsters, of like the classic monsters. Which that could have been cool to see. But that movie, it didn't do it. I was disappointed with it. And I don't know if he liked the movie or if he liked the fact that it was building up to this monster universe, which is cool. I respect that, but it didn't bring it. And the potential, that's another movie where the potential was there. That's a great thing to talk about because I think in the book, it's more or less kind of glossed over. It's not like a big part of the book of the Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it's an interesting concept, of him crossing the Atlantic to get to America. Yeah, it's an interesting concept,
right? Yeah.
So, I think we already talked about some of the biggest disappointments, I suppose. I think those are the big ones. There were a lot of things that were kind of lackluster, like Adventures with Superman, that series.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's coming out again. I'll probably try to watch it again, but
yeah,
that's one of those things where it's like why kind of thing. They're trying to, bite off the anime style. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was great.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
Oh, the next one comes out here pretty soon, I think.
Is it supposed to? I heard they put a kibosh on that.
Did they? They pushed it up? Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, this was I don't know how long ago you heard that, but
I haven't heard. It's been a while. It's been on schedule for a long time.
Yeah, the last thing I heard, and this was probably a few months ago, probably before the new year, they were talking about that movie was getting pushed back.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe into next year. So hopefully it comes out.
I've seen zero promotion about it, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be coming out next year, which kind of sucks, but that's about it though. Everything else is just kind of there for me. I know you like Trigun. I was kind of okay with.
Trigun.
The new
New Trigun I was okay with.
Yeah, you're okay with. Yeah, you're a big fan of the original. Yeah, and I was kind of okay with the original. Yeah, because I didn't kind of come up with that was one of my original things. So
Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War. Where are you at? Were you more okay with it now, or were you with this or not?
I don't. Okay, maybe that might be one that I might have flipped on because I remember watching at the time. I think it was kind of cool. I'm trying to remember what I thought about it because, like I said, again, I've never been into Bleach.
Yeah, the original show. Yeah,
not because I thought it was bad, but
just
I kind of felt like this. It seemed like it kind of did a lot of the same stuff where Ichigo's the savior and he's got to go train and he's going to come back and he's going to beat the bad guys and all that kind of stuff. So I know you were a fan. You did like Bleach. You did like it.
Yeah, I definitely like the Blood War stuff too.
The Blood War stuff. Yeah, and the start of the Blood War was great. Like the start of it was like
I think the first arc was incredible.
Yeah, I haven't watched the second one. I know it came out a while ago.
We covered the second arc.
Did we?
Yeah.
Was it the second arc or the first arc of Bleach?
No, the second arc. When they go up to the Squad Zero's castle.
Oh, yeah. Nothing really happened with that though, right? I mean, it's just them training and eating food and taking baths and.
No, that happened in the. No, because the Quincy's showed up to Squad Zero's. Like they're going to attack the palace now. And
don't remember
Squad.
Clearly didn't have much of an impact on me.
Really, like Squad Zero, they all killed themselves to release the Bankai. You don't remember that? That was like you're positive.
Okay.
You really don't remember that?
Yeah, I don't. It's been a while since I watched it, so
when they had the lady that did the painting with the scrolls, and then like Squad Zero were all like they're duking it out, and they had to release their Bankai. So their thing was that they all have to take their own lives.
Oh, the Squad Zero guys. Yeah. Okay.
Bankai. Yeah.
Okay.
That was your positive. You were like all about that.
Was I?
Yeah.
That sounds like something I would do. Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez, dude. Yeah.
That's been a long time ago, man. That was last year, man. What are you talking about? That was not last year, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I guess that's basically it, huh? Everything.
I think so. That was pretty much a review of most of the stuff from.
That's what we talked about. So you just heard us talk about what we've been talking about for the last year.
Yeah.
But
so hopefully, if you've got, I mean, with all the topics that we covered, I'm curious if there was anything that anybody else like agrees on, has like softened on, has hardened on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you look back on stuff, you're like, okay, maybe it wasn't so bad. Or you're like, no, the more I think about it, I've been insulted. And, my honor's been, besmirched.
Right, yeah. Still waiting to hear what Rosia's thoughts were on our talk about strong female characters.
Yeah. She said she was going to listen to it and chime in on it too. So I'll hit her up.
I'm curious. Curious what she said because I feel like we were pretty fair.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's one of those things that we can only comment on to a certain extent. Yeah. So you gotta. Yeah, we need the female opinion.
Yeah, I mean Zoe agreed with us. Zoe.
Right. Whenever we get like trapped or bogged down, Zoe agrees with us.
Zoe always bails us out. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah. Cool. I guess that's it then, huh?
Yeah.
Covered our year. So year in review. Yeah. We had good year. Very good year.
Yeah. There's good and there's bad, but
yeah. Then everything's gonna be freaking gold. Yeah.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So getting real quick, what we're into this week. I'm already forgetting what I want to talk about.
Okay, well let me tell you what I want to talk about. I feel like I saw quite a bit. I saw Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's on Prime. One? Yeah.
How's that?
It's very good.
Oh, okay.
It's actually very good. I highly recommend it. It's not. It's hard to put it into a category.
Yeah.
It's not a rom-com, but there are rom-com elements to it. A dark comedy. There are some dark elements to it, like a spy thriller.
Yeah.
There are elements in there as well. I will say I haven't seen the Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie.
It's very forgettable.
Yeah, in a long time. Right. So it's 100%. From what I remember, it's much better than that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it's definitely one of those things that you can watch with the boyfriend or girlfriend because there are relationship aspects that come into it. But it's interesting because the relationship aspects are they kind of deal with, some of them deal with things that deal with their job being spies or being, whatever they are, told to do by their their handlers, so to speak. But there is relationship issues with that as well. So it's cool because it's not like, oh, you didn't buy milk, blah blah blah. It's like, why didn't you kill this guy when you're supposed to kill them? It's that kind of thing. So it makes it fun to watch for that reason.
Okay.
So it's actually very good. It's very good.
Interesting.
And the ending of it is like,
really?
Where are we at? What's going on? What's happening right now? You need to, So I'm curious about what might happen in the future, if anything happens in the future. So I saw that. I saw Ricky Stenicki.
That's the one I was gonna say.
Oh, really?
Ricky Stenicki, yeah.
Okay, did you watch it?
I didn't didn't finish it though. I only got about maybe an hour into 45 minutes into it. So I'm halfway through.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to finish it, but yeah.
It's good. It's a fun watch.
Yeah.
It's very typical. I would love to see one of these movies where, I feel like if you watch this movie, you kind of know already there's going to be a big, I got to tell the truth kind of thing, right? I would love to see one of these movies with these liars or spies or whatever, and they lie the whole time and they get away with it and they high five at the end or whatever. Like, wow, we learned something. We can't, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie to watch. So I recommend watching it. And I think John Cena's getting a decent amount of like props for it. But it's one I would just love to see somebody break away from that overdone stereotype of I've been doing naughty things, so I've got to confess, right? And then you confess and then everything turns out great at the end for some reason because this is because it's I'm not a fan of that, but taking that into account, it still is it's still fun to watch.
Yeah, like so far there are some like I love that cast. Like obviously I talked about Andrew Santino,
the comedian.
He's like one of my favorites right now.
Yeah,
he's just hilarious.
Yeah, he was good in it too. Nothing like over the top or whatever, but he was good in it. He was good.
And then I like Zac Efron a lot, man. I think he's actually a really good actor, man.
Yeah, he looks pretty different in this. Maybe he's older.
Starting to get a little older. Yeah. I think he's getting into his later 30s. So.
Later 30s.
Yeah. So, but I think he's I think he's like 2 years older than I am.
Okay.
36, but they age a little faster than us Asians. So that's a fact. That's a fact, man. I'm not just I'm just calling. I see it.
Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. But no. But yeah, no. I like that cast. John Cena. I think he did great, man. That dinner, that party scene, we shows up to the to the
brisk. Yeah.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
Like, he really pulled it together, man. And his acting, but also for the character. I was like, this was amazing.
Yeah, he did his homework.
It's a great moment. It's
a
great moment. So I really enjoyed that. I'm actually at the point where I think it's about to change, about to shift. Obviously, that's that. And that's another thing about the formula. You know when things are going to. We're hitting certain beats.
It's
typical formula.
It would just be great if someone broke away from that, because that would make you a completely different movie from all the other ones.
Exactly.
So why would you not do that?
Right. Yeah. And it was wasn't the Ferrelli brothers. I think it's just one of the brothers.
Okay.
Ricky Ferrelli. They directed, I think. But and obviously, that's Dumb and Dumber. That's something about Mary. Like the guys that did that.
Okay.
But I mean, so far okay. But like, I was actually because the concept, I was like, that's a great idea. That's a good concept for a very relatable, but yeah, it was also not as funny as I was hoping it to be. I didn't finish it, but
Yeah. It like I said, it fits all those molds of those.
That type of comedy. Yeah.
Lying about something, and then the lie builds up. You know what I mean? This thing I've been lying about now. The lies come to a crescendo, or something's going on, so I gotta come up with something crazy.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I hire a friend, or I hire a wedding coordinator, whatever it may be. Hijinks ensue.
This is how it goes wrong.
Right. And then it goes wrong. And then the character has to admit he learned something. He's got to admit something at the end of it. And there's no consequence for him admitting what he did. Not really, because he's happy for whatever happened.
Yeah.
It's that same thing, but it is, it's funny to watch. You know what I mean? So if you, I think if you sit down and watch those kind of movies, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's predictable, but I mean, I do like how the concept was introduced. I think that was all funny.
Yeah.
And how long
Ricky Stenicki,
and how long they've been doing it for. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just for their stupid shit.
I love like when he shows up to the party and then like Santino's just like Stenicki, like about to break, and he shows up. He's like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and I was listening to an old podcast we talked about. My typical talking about people that are charming. The wives all around in this were pretty great. Yeah, the wives, all of them. Yeah, played Zac Efron's wife. Yeah, but I like the guy that plays Santino's wife. Just he had a couple of dialogue lines that were kind of funny to me. She was just like, when he's like, "You invited my boss," she's like, "You invite him to the baby shower, shithead." And I was just like, "Yeah, that's a good line. Yeah,
that's how girlfriend's gonna talk, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah." She's like, "Dude,
I'm not plenty punches into you."
Yeah, right. yeah, exactly. So I was like, "Yeah, that was just kind of." I was like, "Oh, that's refreshing." Yeah, but,
nice.
Yeah, otherwise, I think that's basically what I watched. Also, that's what I was trying to remember what I watched. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Watch Solo Leveling. It's on Crunchyroll.
Oh yeah, I'm 3 episodes into that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm all updated on that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna cover that. Yeah, I think in a few weeks. I think it's 12 episodes for that first run.
It's only 12. Oh, that sucks, because that means it's almost over. Oh,
yeah. So coming up pretty soon. We're gonna cover that actually. So that's it, huh?
That's it.
Yeah. Next week we are covering. I don't even know what's in our schedule. It might be Solo Living.
Well, I think if it's 12 episodes, it's not gonna be ready by then. So.
Okay, so then it might be on Undead Unlock, or man.
Undead Unlock.
You ever look at our schedule? Undead Unlock. That's next week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Started watching that. This may not be good, guys. This may not be good.
There are some things about that I like a lot, but we'll get into next week.
Let's get into it. There's some things I don't like.
Are you caught up on it, or?
I'm not caught up. I might be like maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
Oh, same. I think I'm at like 18.
Okay.
I caught up to it a few weeks ago and then haven't.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so next week we'll be covering that.
The anime Undead Unlock.
Yeah.
Unlock.
Undead Unluck. Yeah, that's what we're covering next week. And that's gonna be that.
That's it.
Join us for that. Keep up with that. I know it's really popular right now. I think that's why we chose to cover it. It's getting a lot of coverage and press.
Right.
And one of the next anime things.
And I'm about to shut them all down.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see what you think. There's some concepts I enjoy about it, but I'm curious to see what. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's much I enjoy, but it's a labor. But yeah, we'll get into it then
next week. Yeah, but anyway,
if you think we're bickering now,
we're gonna close next week. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. Seriously, for the last, this last year, thanks for checking us out. All the new fans we've gotten, all the old fans that have been here for a long time. But for the last 3 years, we've been doing this for 3 years, man. So that's a good chunk of time, man. I appreciate all of you guys that have been sticking with us this whole time. It means a lot. And we're gonna try our best to keep it going.
Right on.
Amen.
And bring you some new stuff.
Next episode. But anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for checking us out. And
appreciate it.
We'll be back next week.
Yep.
But yeah,
who you are.
I'm Strat.
My name is Mark.
And this has been
Geek Off the Street. They break? No, okay, they're
I waited a little hard. Yeah, I waited a little hard. Oh, shit. Shut down and back.